You can fix your mic and you can come back.
So inshallah, Ahmed bhai, let's use this time while nobody's backstage yet. So let's inshallah share my screen and let's comment on something. And the reason I'm going to comment on this one, so it will tell you that how these people are brainwashing the youth from their young age. Just imagine that if this is how they are brainwashing and giving them the wrong information about the history of Ahmadiyya. Obviously, when these people they become murabbis and so on and so forth, they have all of those wrong ideas which have been fed to them from a young age. So that's the only reason I'm going to bring this up here, so I can show to you that how the Ahmadiyya youth is being misled and misfed from their young age. So let me share my screen and yeah. So okay, how to make it? Okay, this is how to make it bigger, and let's play this one.
That's how we go.
Assalamu alaikum. Why did the promised Messiah alayhi salam, go into seclusion for 40 days to pray for a sign?
We have to remember
He is referring to when Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani went to Hoshiarpur, a place in India, and quote unquote in seclusion for 40 days. So the young guy is asking apparently to a murabbi, wallahu alam, murabbi or a preacher, that why did this happen? Let's watch.
remember that this was in the height of opposition from both the Christian clergy and the Hindus as well.
Just imagine. Just imagine. At this stage, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is none. He is neither Mahdi nor Masih Masih, no promised Messiah, none of these things. And he's saying that this was then when the opposition was at its peak. So I don't know what, in the entire lifespan, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did one debate with a Christian, and that hasn't happened yet because that was after he made his claim. So I don't know that why this guy is lying.
And at that time, they had asked the promised Messiah والسلام, for a sign. To show the sign or the fulfillment of a sign, he went to Hoshiarpur.
Absolutely nothing. All of that is a made up story that people were asking him for a sign. Sign for what? In 1889, according to your own Jamaat, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is making the claim and taking the bayah that he is the Mahdi. In 1891-92 is the when he is claiming to be the Masih Masih and the promised Messiah. What else title he had? What else was there? And if you are talking about his claim of being a mulham and claim of being a mujaddid, he made the claim of mulham from 1879 because according to Mirza Bashir Ahmad M.A. in Siratul Mahdi, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has finished the writing of Burahine Ahmadiyya in 1879. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that I have written the book Burahine Ahmadiyya after being a mulham. Mulham means God spoken. And after being appointed by God, after Mamur min Allah, being appointed by God, I don't know, appointed as what? Appointed as what? Because you are telling people that you are Mahdi in 1889 and about the Messiah in 1891, okay, and about the second coming of Nauzubillah in 1900 in Tofa Goladviya. So what are you talking about? Who is asking him for a sign for what? Which sign for what?
Under divine guidance by instruction of God Almighty. And this is where God Almighty spoke with him. He had divine command.
This is where God Almighty spoke with him. I don't know who to believe. This is in 1886. 1886. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has already, he's claiming that God spoke to him in 1876 when his father passed away. I believe it was 1876. So what are you talking about? That's where look how in a dramatic way he's going. This is where the God spoke to him. Subhanallah.
communion, and that is where he received this revelation about Hazrat Muslim Maud.
Note this is the key point. He said this is where he received God's revelation regarding that promised son, i.e., Mirza Bashir, which later on was claimed by Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud, that I am that promised son, I am the Muslim Maud, I am that Zaki Ghulam or whatever. And currently Abdul Ghaffar Jamba is making the claim that no, Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud was lying. Actually, I am that promised son. It doesn't have to be from the biological lineage of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. It should be one of his followers, and I am the one. Anyhow, okay. Now let's inshallah let him complete first. So anyhow, this is what he said. Now, what did he say? He said that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, please pay attention, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani went to Hoshiarpur under the divine guidance to show a sign to the people, and that is where the sign of Muslih Ma'ud, because on the 20th of Feb, they were celebrating this Muslih Ma'ud day just a couple of days ago. Now, the point is this. Now, I'm going to bring on the screen that when Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did all of that seclusion, quote unquote, under the divine guidance, then what happens? What he claimed, that what God has spoken to him, let's see that. So, as let me just bring it here. And let me just bring it here. So, as you can see on your screen, and let me make it even a bit bigger so you can read it alongside. So, this is nothing but Majmu'a Ishtiharat, volume number 1, page number is 124, right? So, in this one, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is going to tell us about his seclusion in Hoshiarpur. Okay, look at this one. I'm reading from Majmu'a Ishtiharat, page number, volume 1, page number 124. I'm just reading the relevant part, just to give you that this is what is being said here. It says that उन हर सै किस्म की पेशन गोइयों में से जो इंशाअल्लाह रिसाला में बसत तमाम दर्ज होंगी, पहली पेशन गोई जो खुद इस आहकर से मुतल्लिक है, आज 20 फरवरी 1886 में, जो बामुताबिक 15 जमादुल अव्वल है, बारे आयत इजाज और इख्तिसार कलिमात नमूना सुभान अल्लाह. He said that I am going to quote first prophecy from that whole episode in a nutshell. Okay, and now he says that what is the first prophecy? This what the Murabbi was saying. Pehli peshin goi bilhame ta'ala wa ilamihi azza wa jal. He said that the first prophecy by with the conversation with God and with the announcement from God. खुदाए रहीमो बुजुर्गो बरतर जो हर एक चीज पे कादिर है. He said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has power over everything, मुझको अपने इल्हाम से मुखातिब करके फरमाया. He said that Allah converse with me in revelation. मैं तुझे एक रामत का निशान देता हूँ. I give you a sign of mercy. और इसी के मुवाफिक जो तूने मुझसे मांगा, and it is exactly what you asked me for. So मैंने तेरी तजर्रुआत को सुना और तेरी दुआओं को अपनी रहमत से बपाया कबूलियत जगह. He said that I have heard your prayers, I have heard your humbleness, और तेरे सफर को and your journey जो होशियारपुर और लुधियाना का सफर है, तेरे लिए मुबारक कर दिया. The journey you took to the Hoshiarpur and Ludhiana, I have made that journey blessed. So the reason I quoted this part, that this is exactly I'm quoting you from that journey. Okay, that what Mirza Ghulam Qadiani claimed to have received in that journey. So he's telling you that God has informed him so many things, and one of those things is that God is going to give him a son. It says this is the first prophecy. Now let's keep moving here. I am still in the first prophecy. Now I want to read something for you. As you can see, now it is page number 125. There was page number 124. Now it's page number 125. It is still the same prophecy, by the way. Okay, same episode. Now look at this one. फिर खुदाए करीम जल्ला शानहू ने मुझे बशारत दे के कहा, प्लीज लिसन पीपल, he said that then God spoke to me and gave me the good news कि तेरा घर बरकत से भरेगा, that your house will be filled with the blessings, और मैं अपनी नेमतें तुझ पे पूरी करूंगा, and I will complete my favors upon you. और खवातीने मुबारका and the blessed women, जिनमें से बाज तू इसके बाद पाएगा, and some of those blessed women, they will come in your marriage after this date. तेरी नस्ल बहुत होगी, you will have a lot of progeny, और मैं तेरी जुर्रियत को बहुत बढ़ाऊंगा, and I will increase your progeny a lot, और मैं बरकत दूंगा, and I will give you a lot of baraka. Right? Now, when is it happening? In Feb 1890, in Feb 1886. When? Feb 1886. As a part of that sign, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is claiming that God has informed him that after this date, Mirza Sahib, after this date, you are going to marry some other blessed women. Not one lady, not two ladies, blessed women. Guess what? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, after this point, did not marry to any women. And this was, according to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, this was the good news, the glad tidings. And before any Murabbi plays games with you, he said, no, it was one lady, Muhammadi Begum, no problem. Minus Muhammadi Begum. Where are the other ladies? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is telling us that God gave him the glad tidings that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, after this date, will marry with many blessed women. It's not one. So even if you want to minus Muhammadi Begum, what about the others? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani married to Nusrat Jahan Begum, his second wife, in 1884. And after that, he did not marry to any women. So what happened to this glad tiding? And last but not the least, that is also a very important point. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani clearly said that this promised son, the sign from Allah, will be born from the women whom he will marry after this date. And then he implemented that on Muhammadi Begum. He said that this child, this son, the promised son, will be born from my marriage to Muhammadi Begum. He did not marry to Muhammadi Begum. So then he started to call many of his other sons, oh, maybe this is the promised son. Oh, this is the promised son. And the last one he put the last son, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani put his hand on was Mubarak Ahmad. Was who? Was Mubarak Ahmad. And when Mubarak Ahmad passed, because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was claiming that Mubarak Ahmad is that son, that promised son. And guess what? Mubarak Ahmad passed away in 1907 in the lifetime of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. And after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was so scared that he stopped calling anybody as that promised son. And then it wasn't up till 1940 something. I can check the exact year for you, or if Bashir Bhai, if you are listening, tell us the exact year. This is when Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud claimed to be that promise. In when? 1940 something. Can you imagine? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, he stopped calling anybody that promised son after Mubarak Ahmad passed away. And let's add a bit more into this episode of Mubarak Ahmad. You know what? When Mubarak Ahmad, the son of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, whom Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was claiming that this Mubarak Ahmad, okay, Jazakallah. So 1944, oh people, 1944 is when Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud made his self-claimed that I am that promised son. I am that promised son. And till today, Ahmadis, the Jamba group, they are calling him a liar. Lahori Jamaat does not believe in him. Why? They said that you can't claim this son. Okay, now anyhow, let's move on. What I'm going to tell you now is very important. Mubarak Ahmad fell ill. Mubarak Ahmad fell seriously ill. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, he did some Hindu ritual. Hello? Are you listening, people? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did some Hindu ritual. And what was that? He got him married. At that time, Mubarak Ahmad was around 7 or 8 years old. They got him married with someone who was, how old she was? If somebody knows, 4 year or 5 year? Somebody knows? Ahmad Bhai? Please check this one, Ahmad Bhai. That was she 4 or 5 years old? Because they did some Hindu ritual that if we get him married with someone, he will not die. So they got him married with one lady from the family. I give you the name as well. And she was not lady, one child. I believe she was 4-year old. But I may be wrong. I will give you the exact age. But it was definitely child. They got Mubarak Ahmad married with that child. And guess what? And they not only got her married, but that girl, she came into the household of Mubarak Ahmad. So it was not only the marriage, the proper marriage took place. And she moved to the house of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani as the wife of Mubarak Ahmad. And guess what? Mubarak Ahmad still passed away. And after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani started to say that I already knew that Mubarak Ahmad will pass away. Oh Ahmadis, take a pause here. If Mirza Ghulam Qadiani already knew that Mubarak Ahmad will pass away, and God had already informed Mirza Ghulam Qadiani that Mubarak Ahmad will pass away, then why did he get him married with that child girl? Why she was made widow at that age? Please think about all of that. Can you imagine? This was something that this young Ahmadi is asking the question to the Murabbi, and look what version of the history Murabbi gave to him. Long story short, number one, Murabbi Sahib did not tell him that after that seclusion of Hoshiarpur, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani claimed that God has given him the good news that he, i.e. the Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, will marry with many other women after this date. But Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did not marry with any women, number one. Number two, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that this promised son in this sign, the Muslim Ma'ud, the promised son, the promised reformer, he will be born from Muhammadi Begum's marriage. And that marriage did not ever take place. Point number three, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani started to call his different children as that promised reformer, and then he end up calling the last of his children he called was who? Was Mubarak Ahmad, the son of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, who died at the age of 7 or 8. So after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani stopped calling any of his children as the promised reformer. This was the level. He was too scared, because sometimes he was saying, oh, the son will be born now, and then daughter will be born. And then he started to call, then one son was born, Bashir Ahmad was born, and he passed away. Then he said, oh, no, he will be born in the future. Then Mubarak Ahmad was born. He said, okay, no problem. Now all done. Mubarak Ahmad is that promised son. Mubarak Ahmad passed away as well. And after that, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani stopped. And then Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud in 1944, he self-claimed himself to be that promised reformer. And last but not the least, when Mubarak Ahmad was sick, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did a Hindu ritual to get him married with someone. She was 1 or 2. In the comments, I have been informed that she was 1 or 2 years old. We can still double check, but she was a child. Definitely, she was a child. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani had Mubarak Ahmad married with that child. Mubarak Ahmad was, by the way, was also child. He was 8 years old, and he did this Hindu ritual, assuming that this will. Yes, Mubarak Ahmad was 7. So he did this Hindu ritual by thinking that this will save Mubarak Ahmad. Mubarak Ahmad still died, and after that, when people raised the objection, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, I already knew, I had already been informed that Mubarak Ahmad will die. The question is, then why did you make that girl a widow at the age of 1 or 2 years old? Why? Why did you do that? So this was the actual sign. Now, this is the true history, and you have watched what Murabbi was saying. You decide. The reason I gave you that as one example, this is how the young Ahmadis are misled and misfed from the young age. Ji Omar Bhai or Ahmad Bhai, you have something?
Yes, subhanallah, this is like shocking, to be honest. Like, and he, so I think so. Just a few things that I found on Bashir Bhai's blog, right? And he has all the references if somebody wants to check this Mubarak Ahmed references. SubhanAllah, so Mirza was actually one thing, a joke is one of our brothers who were doing abroad, and this prophecy came up because yesterday was this Masih Maud day. I don't know if you know this or not. So they have this new ritual introduced in their religion that they actually celebrate a day for this, not Masih Maud, sorry, Muslim Maud. So this promised son, they celebrate a day for him. So they were discussing it. They were like, Mirza Sahib got this wahi, and whoever he pointed towards, he would die. So he got so scared that I'm not going to point towards any of my kids, because every single person I point towards, he actually passes away. And Bashir Bhai's blog actually gives references where he said that this baby spoke twice in the womb of his mother. And
Yeah, just one thing, brother Ahmad. So I just looked at the blog of brother Bashir. So please, people, check the Ahmadiyya fact check blog, because when it comes to the history around the event, one of the best sources out there. Please go and check Ahmadiyya fact check blog. So Mubarak Ahmad was 7 to 8, like I said before, and this girl, she was around 1 to 2 year old. And not only the nikah was done, but she was made move to the house of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani as well.
yeah, for 3 months.
Just imagine.
Yeah, subhanallah, subhanallah. And like for this baby, Mirza claimed that he spoke in the womb. And subhanallah, Imtiaz Bhai, remember something? Then when we're talking about Isa alayhi salam speaking in the cradle,
Yeah.
they go and they have this naturalistic explanation. No, it was when he was grown up. It wasn't in the cradle. So for you, that they claim everything for themselves, but when it comes from the real prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they dispel everything. They dispel everything. Miracles for Mirza Sahib, but no miracles for Isa alayhi salam. Mirza's children are speaking inside the womb, but no. Isa alayhi salam cannot speak as a child. So subhanAllah, this is like shocking. And then, like you said, this is zulm. Thinking that, some Hindu ritual and getting it from some other place. And then, like you said, what was the mistake of that young child? The only mistake of that young child was that his father had accepted a false prophet. And you, if you think about the amount of exploitation in Imtiaz Bhai, just because he knew that this person has accepted me, this person is for some reason thinks I'm a prophet, what I'm going to do is, because I think I can save my child this way, I'm going to ask a 1 and 2 years old daughter of his to marry my son. Subhanallah. And also bring him to my house, away from my family. Just think about a child being separated from his parents at 1 and 2 years. Wallahi, this is shocking. This is like extremely shocking. And the second thing, like you said, I always say this: their propaganda, Imtiaz bhai, is really good. It's you saw how nicely the video was edited with the map of Hoshiarpur and these very well rehearsed actors and this person, and then giving this out a very nice message, very nice production. But when you actually open and read about the actual history behind the charade of this production, this video production, and these cameras and lights and animations, it's an ugly truth. It's ugly, ugly truth. And this is why, on the face of it, when the layman Qadiani actually is seeing it and he's been told, he's given a very beautiful lie, a very a properly trimmed and presented lie. But subhanallah, so he would not even think about going and checking what's been said. So this is like shocker, inshallah. And like we've always been saying, and Bashir bhai loves to say this: read, research. This is a very important matter. Is like what's going to happen to you. So just go and check all these references. Check whether this prophecy was said about, who it was said about. And this particular thing, there is no explanation. There is absolutely no explanation when Mirza Sahab said, after this date, and not Mirza Sahab said, it is Mirza Sahab is saying, Allah said it, that after this day, many women would be, blessed women be given to you, and ba'd, and some will be married to you. Now, some cannot be won. Under no circumstances, some can be won. Because like Imtiaz bhai said, they can basically play the game of Muhammadi Begum. But it needs to be, to fit the language, it needs to be more than one. And it's not even one. And then you'll straight face, you say, because if Mirza Sahib, you say Mirza Sahib did not understand, and Mirza Sahib was given a wahi and he did not understand and he explained it X, Y, Z. Here Mirza Sahib is not saying that I was given a wahi and I'm explaining it. Here Mirza Sahib is saying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me this news. So it's a direct news from Mirza, from God of Mirza Sahib. So either the God is lying, Nauzubillah min zalik, or Mirza Sahib is lying on God, because it never happened. So no marriage happened after 1886. His last marriage was 1884. And Imtiaz bhai, in the same breath, you remember the reference where he said, I'm gonna marry one virgin and I'm gonna marry one widow. And when it did not happen, what's the tawil? Imtiaz bhai, do you remember? From the Murabbi?
Yeah, they said that Nusrat Jahan Begum, when she came, she was bachelor. When Mirza Sahib died, she became widow.
Yeah. So this is sometimes it's sad, because they think the layman Qadiani are stupid. They're going to concur up stories that purely is actually challenging the intellect of these people. So you need to just wait and see, are they telling us a really bad joke? When they try to come and explain all this, is this a really, really bad joke? And subhanallah, you'll realize the amount of lies that are given to you. And also, it's to what's far worse is that the money that comes for all these productions, and the money that comes and all these lies are presented in such a beautiful manner, is coming out of your pockets. You're actually paying them to deceive you. Subhanallah. What can be worse?